Hi guys. So I've been off for a week or so. I went home and relaxed and saw the family, but I'm back. So let's see what sales jobs are out there. So funny enough, one of the first ones that I saw now is a sales representative job for Diplomat Distributors. Essentially, this is a food and beverage rep or FMCG, fast moving consumer goods. So it depends on what type of company or what type of brands the company represents. If you're lucky, they've got like maybe one or two, or in fact, like a basket of top brands that they represent. So in actual fact, you're not selling anything. All you're doing is managing customers and then managing any stuff that they have in the store. So how it would work is that with this specific job, I think one of the requirements was that you needed to have your own car, yeah, your own vehicle and valid driver's license. So let's just break down the desired experience and qualification. Is completed matric or equivalent accredited SACA. That's an SA qualification accreditation, I believe. 1 to 3 years field representative experience from an informal trade. So you're looking at spaza shops, wholesalers, things that are not like your Pick and Pay or ShopRite or Spar. So it's your hustler's trade. Own vehicle and valid driver's license. Must have met set targets for a defined period. That's like targets for this kind of industry would be were you able to list new products? Were you able to get them across all your stores and have like a report saying that you get your distributions? Were you able to actually record your sales so that you meet your targets? Were you able to execute any promotional stuff like putting up stands, posters, anything that like's on the shelf like strips and all that other stuff that makes marketing happy. Uh, what else? Basic computer skills. So Outlook, Office. So you need to be able to send emails. You need to be able to maybe click yes, no on an Excel report. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing too challenging. If you have some form of computer qualification, if you're confident in using a computer, then yeah, you'll be fine. Good communication skills. So that essentially means English. You need to be able to speak in English to do your reports, any verbal reports. Most of your clients own brand managers, marketing managers, sales managers. More than likely, are going to be dealing with you in English. But at the same time, whatever language that you're speaking in, you need to be able to speak to, let's say, your staff, maybe managers that would prefer to speak in their own language, in their own home language, things like that. So you need to be able to communicate well. Attention to detail and basic numeric skills. Attention to detail is different, but usually when you're working on to a store, what you do is that you do like your floor walk. So that means that you'd walk into the store, and then on the aisle, you need to make sure that your section is 100% correct. So it means that, like for example, if you're doing your cereals need to have a certain flow as per like the book or the handbook they give you in terms of how they want things designed. If it's let's say shampoo, it needs to be make sure that if your shampoo is the market leader, it needs to be positioned in a place where it shows that it's the number one brand in the country, and then it shouldn't be cut by like other brands, and you need to make sure that the staff are fighting for space on shelf, because space on shelf is like an informal representation of how sales are doing, or an indication of how sales are doing. And that's about it. I mean, I did the job myself, something similar for a competitor for about 2 years, and it's very demanding. It's a lot of work. It's physically tiring, and if you've got a hectic area, you're always on the road, always on the hustle, and it's more about time management more than anything, and it's more about customer relations, because at the end of the day, you know, if you have, let's say you're supposed to meet 3 or 5 customers in a day, and you've always got one or two who are always complaining and expect you to do something now. It's about you. It's all about you trying to manage that customer and also managing the complaint with the limited time that you have during the day. Because at the end of the day, after you meet your people, you need to send your reports in, you need to send your pictures, all this other stuff. And the job isn't difficult. It's not difficult at all. And you can see that with the barrier of entry being a completed matric. So if you are, I think the biggest cost in this kind of job would be having your own driver's license, because the cost of having a driver's license is expensive, and also like a reliable car because you're going to be driving a lot. So how they pay you back for the petrol and stuff like that. I think I used to have a similar job doing this for alcohol when we used our own vehicle and own fuel. Um, it was fine when the area was small, but when you started managing other areas, toll gates, fuel, and then you only got the money back the week later or a month end, it just became a mess. Like it just became like an absolute mess. So if you are looking at doing a similar job like this, regardless if they've got your own, regardless if they supply like a company vehicle or company petrol, try and manage the area by staying in one specific spot. If your area is that area, then work that area, nothing more, because no one actually cares if you go and help next door into another area, and then regardless of what good things are happening in the other area, if the complaints are in the main area where you're supposed to be contracted to, that's how you're going to be judged. Um, so when we looked at key responsibilities, consistent development and updating of retail outlet universe database, consistent achievement of coverage, sales, numeric distribution in store, communication objectives, achieving of trade coverage plan. Basic reports, it's not difficult at all. It's just that it's a lot and it's boring. But it won't be boring if you are new to it. Once you get used to it, I think it's usually just yeses and nos, ones and zeros. Responsible for all company resources on a daily basis, vehicles, POS. POS is point of sale, merchandising material, stock, mobile phone. So this job is actually, it needs someone that maybe coming from a retail space. Maybe if you were an area marketer, which is a junior sales rep, maybe if you were a very good merchandiser, something like that. If you're coming into an office-based environment and coming into an FMCG space, I don't think it would be suitable for you, purely because of the frequency of the high volume of work and the demands of it, and because retail as an industry is got low profit margins. What you find is that the salary base is actually quite low, but it's consistent over time. So there's no real risk to it. And if you find a good company, there's risk for everything. But if you can find a good company, such as the one that's represented here, which is quite big, international, has a strong base, you if you pitch up and do your job, and you should be able to get your salary every single month. So yeah, I think being a FMG sales rep is tough. It's high volume, it's high frequency, it's a massive demand on your time. You are sacrificing weekends, you're sacrificing after working after hours, you're sacrificing family time. But if you are an adrenaline junkie, if you like this kind of stuff, then if you also have some form of experience in the retail environment, then definitely look at it. But if you're not, then this is not for you, and I don't think you need to be looking at it. But definitely, it is a stepping stone from if you are working in a company, like I said, and you're already looking at the spaza shops, the informal traders, and you're looking for a new challenge, then yeah, I think being a sales rep with Diplomat would be a great move for you, and I hope that you look at it, and good luck. We need more sales reps out there. Cheers.